Welcome back to today's morning report. Charles Rose on Monday, the 29th of February, with me, Richard Pro Market Analyst at Handset Markets. Let's look at dollar yen. We've still got this sort of potential recovery in dollar yen, but we've had a sharp reversal candle today, and it didn't really pay a great deal of respect to that 23.6% fib level, which previously has been a pivot in this chart. So the sharp gains that we saw sort of Thursday, Friday last week, sort of to a certain extent unwound, but it's interesting because we've still got these momentum indicators that are actually suggesting a recovery. Pretty good one actually as well. So you've got the MACD lines that are crossed over, you've got the stochastics which are rising nicely, and the RSI also sort of suggesting also further recovery. So we have still got the potential in place for a recovery, but obviously today's move has been quite sharp to the downside. Here we see the hourly chart. In the Asian session, it really sort of got going sort of around midnight and unwound quite sharply. But it's interesting because we're sort of back towards this sort of 112.50 area, which bit of a pivot level on Thursday, Friday. That's still intact actually as a support, and I think whilst that is the case, I think you can continue to be fairly positive. I'm not getting too sort of downbeat on this move yet. Back also below 113.15, which again is an old pivot level. 113.15, which has acted several times as a pivot level actually. So that's a level you need to see the bulls recovering back through and then holding above to really regain the sort of momentum. But at the moment, you're sort of seeing the momentum indicators pretty much just unwound really on the hourly chart. I mean, they're not positive in anymore, but they're still not negative, I would say. Apart from the stochastics, you would argue. But MACD lines, I think, have sort of unwound back to neutral, starting to bottom out a bit. And I think if they, as I said, if you can get back above 113.15, I think that would be considered to be a positive. Also, back above that 23.6% fib level as well, would again be a positive. But for now, obviously, we've had this sharp correction, this sharp down move today, and I think it sort of becomes important to see exactly where we're going to find support, and if that 112 spot 50 support line or pivot line gets broken, because then that would also take you below all the hourly moving averages as well, so that would sort of tend to see you sort of changing the outlook to more negative. So yeah, interesting movement on dollar yen today, and it needs to find support, otherwise we're sort of back in towards a more negative mindset. Clearly the closing support comes in at 112 area. So that is also something to look out for. So I wish you good luck in your trading today, and I'll speak to you later. Thank you.